Yeah, I gotta show them this blanket. But the
What up, what up, what up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. We are back for another week of Just a Fan podcast. Excuse me, my allergy is killing me right now, but I'm good. I'm gonna keep it rolling. What's up, E?
clarity.
Zyrtec,
Well, yeah, tomato.
liquid gels, move faster. Anyway, yeah, back for another week of Just a Fan podcast. I'm Coach Williams. Even though my thing said schedule will be out soon, we got some breadcrumbs that came out today. We're not gonna cover that today. We're gonna cover that next week.
They be playing with our emotions.
They do though, for real.
And then that direction, panel 316, the good guy with the black hat, was up.
You know, I'm just saying that this school year won't die. It's like Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees, and Michael Myers. It just won't die. For those of y'all who don't know, I am an educator, and this school year refuses to die. What up, Donald V?
What's up, Donald? All right, and then down below, Steve Space Age White, man, what's up?
What's up? What's happening, y'all? Good to be here, man.
Chilling. All right, so, man, last week we received breaking news. Now, this news could have happened before the draft, but the Steelers wanted a second-round pick, and Dallas said no. So the draft went through, and the Cowboys circled back around and traded, I think, this year's third.
Next year's third.
2026 third, and then 2027 fifth.
Yes.
With George Pickens, and
Yes.
I think a seventh, if I'm not mistaken, something like that.
Yes. Yep.
So now the Cowboys have George Pickens, but basically another number one receiver to help to go with a number one receiver, CeeDee Lamb, man. To me, this makes the offense better.
Oh, big time.
It gives Dak Prescott another weapon. George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb are two completely different type of receivers, so they should be able to do something with that. And I'm interested in seeing what happens with this. But gentlemen, what do y'all think about it?
Let me start, E. No, I think I've been waiting for a move like this. I've been saying on this show and to you guys in our Marco Polo group, we need another big receiver opposite of CD. Some people don't view him as a number one. That's fine. He could be 1A, 1B. He could be a solid number two. Either way, he's way better than what we had opposite of CeeDee Lamb. I love it. I love the move. I think it's a good compensation. I think it's a good deal. I don't know what Pittsburgh is doing, but I will accept this deal. Hopefully Pickens can gel well with the offense. I trust our front office. Our culture still needs to change a lot, but I do trust our acquisitions. So I like this pick. I like Pickens. Everyone knows he's a good player. So man, hopefully it works out great for us, man. I love it. I love that move. Go ahead, E.
It's a double-edged sword. The ceiling is that you'll have another 1,000-yard receiver on your team, that's something y'all definitely need in Dallas in this division that has gotten extremely stronger over the last couple of years. The Eagles are like the class of your division. They're the class of the God, it pains me to say this. They're the class of the conference.
NFC East is back, baby.
Yeah, and you have an improving Washington Commanders team. You have an Eagles team that's already set up. All they doing is adding to what they already have. So the ceiling is they could have another 1,000-yard receiver in Dallas. The floor is you have a crash out in Dallas because everybody knows that George Pickens is a grade A crash out. Because we were talking about it before when they were going to add DK Metcalf to the Steelers along with George Pickens.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, we were calling them the crash out twins. And it was like, it's going to be so easy to beat Pittsburgh because all you need is somebody on either end to get in their head, get them out of their game, and they're going to be more worried about throwing punches and fighting than actually catching passes. And you're going to basically take away Pittsburgh's passing game. Well, we're going to have to see what Mr. Pickens is going to do. Now, let me be clear. He's a phenomenal receiver. He was like making hay and eating in Pittsburgh when Kenny Pickett was the quarterback. Okay? So that's saying a lot. He had some bums throwing him the ball, and he was still getting it done. So I want to be clear on that. I'm not hating because I think he's phenomenal. The issue is, can he get his head in gear with his hands and his feet? Because ain't nothing wrong with his hands and his feet. He can fly and he can catch. But the biggest issue with him is that, bottom line, like the youngsters say, he a crash out. Like, I'm like, who out here running routes with a shiesty on? Yeah. Are you gonna catch a touchdown or are you gonna rob me for my wallet? Like, what are we doing here? So,
well, here's the thing.
Okay.
So Steve asked a good question about what's going on in Pittsburgh. From what I understand, when they traded for DK Metcalf, they gave him an extension. So it sounded like they was not going to pay George Pickens, which I think is interesting because they both are very similar wide receivers and they have similar personalities. So you pay one and not the other. And the one who you did draft, you traded him away. But Pickens has to stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
Because he's on his rookie contract, and this is final year of the rookie contract.
If he wants to get a good payday, which he can, if he wants the big payday, he's gonna have to be on the straight and narrow. He's gonna have to lock in.
And yes, you're right. You're right, E. And E, you know Schottenheimer more than me, man. And my thing is, I have hope. I have to have hope, right? That at some point the culture will change. I hope it can under Jerry. I don't know what Schottenheimer has lined up, but if the culture gets locked in, man, it can be. We can have a bright future, man. He's a great player. I don't care what nobody says. Everyone would love to have him on their team. I don't care what anybody says. He could be number 2, number 3. Any fan of football would love to have him on their squad.
You ain't lying.
Got him for adequate compensation.
Yeah, 3rd and the 5th ain't bad.
Yeah, and I just hope
it's not bad.
But not to mention, not only is it a 5th, it's not a 5th until 2027.
Yeah. It's a 3rd and 26 and a 5th and 27. So yeah, it's more
than adequate compensation. It is.
That's. I honestly feel like Pittsburgh got fleeced.
Yes, honestly. It did because you got to remember, I just said they wanted a 2nd round pick before the draft,
and then you dropped all the way to a 3rd and a 5th.
Yeah.
So what do we think Pittsburgh is doing? We got to talk about this too.
Let's talk about it because they still don't have a quarterback. I mean, right now,
we're hitting the keg.
Listen, one of us might as well be the quarterback.
Yeah.
It rhymes with hitting the keg. It starts with an S and ends with a B. That's what Pittsburgh is doing.
Crapping.
And most of them. Go ahead, Steve.
I'm just saying. We have our theories, man, on you think they're tanking this year, maybe some self-sabotage to.
Are they still waiting for Aaron Rodgers?
They stupid.
I think they are. I mean, I believe that. I believe they are.
You know what? Here's another
They
quarterback.
have to be, man. He has to be going there.
Hey, listen. Kirk Cousins wants out of Atlanta.
Okay, so let's table that because I got a whole segment of possible trades, trade block guys. So we're gonna talk about that in a minute.
Okay,
but just let's hone in on the whole waiting for Aaron Rodgers to walk through the door. That's the dumbest thing possible, Pittsburgh fans. And Pittsburgh fans probably agree with me because most Pittsburgh fans are very knowledgeable. They're very football knowledgeable. And a lot of them are not happy right now.
They're very smart.
Yeah, so a lot of them are not happy because they're like, okay, first of all, why are you waiting on Aaron Rodgers? Because he's playing in your face. Number two, even if he wasn't, what's to say he's going to elevate us? You know, he's going to have us competing in a very tough AFC North. Like most Pittsburgh fans that I know that I talk to, they're like, man, I don't like the way things going. And normally Pittsburgh makes great moves. This is so anti-Steeler this offseason for them. This is very anti-Steeler. This is not characteristic, really out of character for them. And it's like, you know, Pittsburgh is doing some weird stuff right now. Seriously. Because when DK Metcalf got traded over them, yes, George Pickens a crash out, DK Metcalf's a crash out. But when you look, when that initially happened, we were sitting up there going, hey man, if they get their head together and find a quarterback and draft a quarterback, they might be able to jump back in the conversation. You're gonna have two really good receivers. You're gonna have a good running game. You got Pat Freiermuth at the tight end. You got a good tight end. The defense ain't went nowhere. Hey man, they might be able to do something. So you know, it's like okay, they just got to go draft him a quarterback. And we were talking about Shedeur Sanders if he failed to 21. You know, man, if they get Shedeur or somebody like that, oh man, yeah, let's go. And then everything went awry. It was like, what are y'all doing?
Yes. You know, Pittsburgh's front office, man, used to be like super stout, man, like to the point to where the Patriots copied their recipe. We're talking about 2006 on, maybe for a decade and a half, where Dallas copied the recipe as far as how to draft, who to draft and where, from where, what positions. They influence a lot of good draft recipes for competitive teams, man. And I don't know what they're doing lately, man. I have no idea.
I mean, we're talking about a team that's one of the only two teams in this league that have 6 Lombardi trophies. So we know that they know how to do things right. But you know, is what they're doing now is not passing the eye test. Let's just put it like that. And I don't think there's a Pittsburgh fan that's going to jump in and if there's some watching right now, please jump in the comment box. Tell us what you think. But I really think that the fan base of the Steelers is like, what the hell are we doing? I really feel like that's the general consensus. I don't think they're like, yeah, man, we playing 4D chess. I don't think there's anybody that's a real Steelers fan that's saying it.
I gotta check on my boy Jake. He's a viewer. I gotta see if he's okay, man. I haven't heard from him since the deal. I know he's not happy. He may not answer my call. We'll see. But yeah, hey man, I think it's collusion on Mike Tomlin. Man. I said it first. I said it.
So you think that they're trying to railroad Mike Tomlin?
I said it. Yes, I think so.
They're sabotaging so Mike Tomlin won't.
I think so, man. I think so.
Because now we talking about the Steelers. This is a team that don't fire coaches.
Well, this is the thing. You're competitive. You have a good roster. why would you do what you've been doing? I can't think of any other reason.
Yeah, because my mindset is
I can't. And hold on, my bad. Just
go. Yeah, go ahead.
And he been on the hot seat for 2 years, but he's been winning games. He's had a winning percentage, so you can't let go. That's why with Dallas we can let go of Mike McCarthy because he won 12 games 3 years in a row. It's like, dang, he ain't passed the mark, but he won 12 games.
Get rid of this.
They're like,
and that's why when Dallas said they were going to go all in last year, they didn't go all in last year. But this year they've done way better this offseason than they did last year.
That could have been a setup too. It's like we gonna say we gonna go all in, we ain't gonna do nothing. So when we do something next year, it look like we going all in.
Yeah, but again, Mike almost got people in his head when he paused. When he won 12 games, it was like, so that last season, like we knew it was over because it's just when you win a lot, it's like, okay, bad game playoffs, you're done, cool, you still won a lot, you know. But I feel like Mike has been a winner his entire career. I feel like there could be some collusion, man. I don't know why they would strip him, the front office, of top players, you know, not the best draft picks at those positions to help him win. I feel like they want to move on, and they don't know any other way to do it than to sabotage his roster. That's just my thoughts.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. Like,
I'm just a fan.
The Pittsburgh that I know, that I grew up watching, you know, I'm not a fan of Pittsburgh, but I've always admired their franchise. Okay, you got George Pickens. All right, you just went and got DK Metcalf. All right, they're gonna draft a quarterback. They're gonna get a young quarterback, or they're gonna play free agency and try to get a decent quarterback. And nothing happens. And then on top of that, not only do you not go get your quarterback, but again, you give away one of your most potent weapons. Because if you really look at it, let's look at the AFC North. Who's the best before George Pickens left? Who was the best receiver in the AFC North? Exactly.
Jamar Chase.
Outside of Jamar Chase.
T. Higgins.
Yeah.
No, T. Higgins not better than Pickens, but
you see what I'm saying, though?
Mark Cooper with the Browns.
But
Mark
no,
Cooper's in Buffalo.
he wasn't. He was in Buffalo. But you see my point. Like George Pickens at that point was 1A. At the very least, at the worst, he was number 2, probably the second best receiver in that division. And you let him walk, for a third and a fifth, way down the line.
Yeah.
And it's like, it doesn't make sense. You can't make it make sense to me. Now, I will say this. If it turns out that it works out and Pittsburgh is, freaking 12-5 at the end of the season, they don't win a division, I will be the first one to come on.
That ain't gonna happen. You don't let Pickens go like that.
I don't think it will, but I'm just saying, I'm qualifying it. If I'm wrong, I don't have no problem with saying it. You know what? Hey, I was wrong. Wow.
You know what? You got me thinking, E. They're not getting Aaron Rodgers, because if they were, he's one of those guys who controls franchise. He would not let George Pickens go to anybody else if he's gonna go there.
Well, he would,
Now, my question is this:
he ain't going there because he wouldn't let.
You talking about controlling franchises? Will Mike Tomlin let Aaron Rodgers control him?
Absolutely not.
I didn't think so.
But I feel like Tomlin's not in control anymore. How you gonna let Pickens go? That's crazy, man. Like, and if you're bringing in who you think is gonna be a great quarterback, you want to keep all the weapons you possibly can, because bringing in an old Aaron Rodgers is a win now move. If you're in win now phase, you want all the firepower you can, and giving Pickens to us is not a win now move.
It's not even a like.
They're not getting Rodgers.
But even if it wasn't Aaron Rodgers, any quarterback you bring in, you want him to have weapons. You don't trade away a weapon.
Exactly.
Let him play out his rookie deal, which is at the end of this upcoming season. And then you make a call then. Okay, we'll just let him walk. or you know what, he balled out. Let's go ahead and renew him. But it makes no sense.
I agree.
But yeah, we can get off this topic. But Pittsburgh, if you're a Pittsburgh fan and you're watching right now, please give us some input on what you think is going on, or what, you know, conspiracy theories are welcome because we just spitballing right now. It's the off season, so you know, hey, what up, Titus?
What up, Titus?
Which Titus just came on. That's a perfect segue. We were talking about quarterbacks. Titus comes on. Titus is a New Orleans Saints fan, and that is a perfect segue to our next segment. Brandon.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, let me let y'all know what's going on right now, okay? This Derek Carr saga has turned for the worse, at least my opinion, because you want to have a good quarterback. But obviously, he has not been a good quarterback down in New Orleans because now he's retired because of this shoulder injury, which was breaking news on Saturday and probably threw everybody off guard.
Why do you do it like that, man?
Everybody in New Orleans is celebrating his retirement on Bourbon Street.
Ridiculous.
They are celebrating. This might be a mini Mardi Gras or something. I don't know.
He's not making that up. There's like a video of them like going down Bourbon Street with a second line, celebrating Derek Carr.
Like I said, this might be a mini Mardi Gras. Okay, so Derek Carr has retired unexpectedly from the Saints. According to Kellen Moore, all three quarterbacks supposed to compete for the starting job. Rookie Tyler Shaw, second-year quarterback Spencer Rattler, and third-year quarterback, whatever his name is. All of them supposed to compete for the starting job. Gentlemen, what do y'all think?
I think that the best thing they could do is go ahead and stand pat and tank. Honestly, because yeah, and the smart Saints fans agree with me. You look, your quarterback who y'all already didn't like then retired. You went and drafted a quarterback that could not complete a simple slant route in his workout at the combine. In Tyler Shaw.
We'll see.
And then you got the SH part right. You're gonna find out what he is this season. But you got that going on, and then we've already seen that Spencer Rattler and Jacob Hayner.
Nah.
So at this point, the Saints, what they should do is take stock of their roster, find out who still has some value, and go ahead and have a fire sale, because there's guys that's in the middle of their careers right now, and they don't want to stick around for a whole rebuild. So let them go.
They'll be around.
Pick up some draft capital.
No. Trade them. Stop. Don't have them around. Trade them, Steve. And I agree with Eric.
Trade them.
Alvin Kamara needs to go. Chris Olave needs to go. If you can get anything for Cam Jordan, let him go.
If you can get something for him.
You know what's going to happen? And you're right, E. You're right. They're going to take a fire sale. You know who they're going to get next draft? Last name Manning.
Well, that's if he comes out.
First name.
He could stay in Texas. He likes it.
They're going to move that way. I'm feeling it, man. I'm feeling it.
Well, I'll tell you what. But you know what?
To your point, Steve. To your point. That could be the move. That should be the move.
So.
Even if it's not Arch Manning, this upcoming draft, this coming next spring, has a plethora of good quarterbacks that are coming out. So if I'm the Saints, I'm tanking this season. I'm having a fire sale. I'm picking up whatever.
You know what, Steve?
Hold on, man. Hold on. Let me finish. I'm picking up whatever draft capital I can pick up, and I'm stockpiling picks. And I'm taking those picks, and I'm going to try my best to get somewhere in the top 6, probably the top 7 picks in the draft.
Now you want to be the top 2, top 3, worse.
No, that's not true, because Tristan, our quarterback whisperer, has already said there's somewhere between 6 and 7.
I understand that, but you want to make sure that you get who you think is the best.
Right.
And
Okay,
What?
so my thing is, you want to be in the top 2 or 3, and you know what? If it's not Arch Manning, it wouldn't be surprising to me if it's that quarterback from LSU,
Yeah.
Nussmeier.
yeah,
That's fine.
yep, good.
So
Yeah,
if
That'd be
you're
somebody.
if you're the Saints, the best thing, quit trying to hang on, let it go, and burn it down and rebuild.
And what I think is, I think these teams have. We don't know all the conversations they have. I think they had a conversation with Derek Carr. He probably wanted an extension to secure his career and longevity, and they were like, "Listen, we're gonna get somebody next draft. We're not gonna give you an extension." And he's probably like, "Okay, time for me to roll out." So they're definitely gonna make a move next draft to get some QB. That's just what I think. And he knows that, which is like, you know what? Let me just hang it up right now. That's what I think happened.
And it wouldn't surprise me. It really wouldn't surprise me.
That's not shocking at all. That's within the realm of reality. So yes.
And that quarterback, Tyler Shaw, man, he's 26 years old, but he's injury prone. Like, this man's had 3 major surgeries. And
he's
I've always said, outside of Frank Gore, if you're injury prone in college, you're more than likely going to be injury prone in the NFL.
Yeah, and like it's not a good look. It's really not a good look right now, for the Saints. And honestly, the Saints have to do like a bow. They have to fall back to spring forward. Honestly, that's what it's got to be. It's gonna be a paper bag year, Saints. If you do it right, it's a paper bag year, but it won't be a paper bag year for long. You stockpile a bunch of picks. First thing first, you make Mickey Loomis disappear. I don't care how you do it.
Oh no!
I don't care how you do it, but you need to get rid of Mickey Loomis because he's the cause of a lot of your problems.
Hey, I'm available to be a GM. Call me.
Brandon Williams.
I think all 3 of us could probably be better GM than Mickey Loomis. So, and Saints fans, they recognize that because no. But all I can think about was Friday when Debo knocked out.
You want some of this, old man? No.
That's So, that's their best. That's their best out. If they want to be good in the near future, it's time to go ahead and cut bait, have a fire sale, get what you can for some of these veterans, and move on from them. And it's okay because guess what? You're in a very weak division, and I know it's going to be tempted to try to beat Atlanta. Don't try to beat Atlanta. Go ahead and take that. Go ahead and let them sweep you. Hell, go ahead and drop one to Carolina too.
Just play for fun.
Just play. Hey man, just
play for fun.
Like my fantasy league, we play for fun, and that's what you got to do. So that's what needs to happen in New Orleans because it's who. But here's the thing: if you play your cards right, because again, their cap situation is going to get better within the next couple of years.
Oh yeah,
it's supposed to be better next season.
Yeah, if you play your cards right, you could 180 the team.
Oh yeah,
in a year.
Yep.
You'd be right back in there.
Yep.
So Derek Carr's retirement is actually a blessing in disguise. Again, get rid of Mickey Loomis. Find you a new GM. Don't come to Santa Clara looking for a GM. Because y'all love to, the whole league love to poach from San Francisco. Coaches, front office people, players. Stop it. Don't even come to San Francisco. But find you a GM somewhere. Hire Brandon. Him right there. Hire him. And and then go ahead and start rebuilding. Because some teams have the ability to reset. And a reset is basically when you have certain core pillars on your team that are available. You got your quarterback, you got the running back that's still in his prime, you got this receiver that's still in his prime, you got this, this great defense. Saints, you don't have none of that. Alvin Kamara's aging, you don't have a quarterback. You got Chris Olave, but that's it. So when you have those core pillars, you can build around that, but you don't have those core pillars at all. You got maybe one pillar in Chris Olave, who is injury prone as well. Go ahead and let him walk. And see what you can get for him.
They're not gonna do that. He's the best player. They ain't gonna do that.
But that's what they need.
It'd be a good deal for other teams. Sure.
Trade Chris
You wasted
Olave.
his career there.
Trade Chris Olave now.
You wasted his career there. So yeah, but yeah, man, that's that's an issue with New Orleans. Next topic.
All right, well, sticking with quarterbacks, man. I know he was drafted in the 5th round, and I get it, man. But dang, Shedeur Sanders is the 4th-string quarterback in Cleveland
For now.
In my opinion, he's better than well. In my opinion, he should be the starter, but they probably let Joe Flacco start. But to me, he's better than Kenny Pickett and better than the other rookie they drafted. Gentlemen, what do y'all think about Shedeur Sanders being the 4th-string quarterback?
Again, I'm saying for now because they haven't had training camp yet.
Exactly.
They haven't played a down of preseason football yet.
Exactly.
And I'm willing to bet that by the time preseason is over, one or two things is going to happen. Either the Browns going to continue to Brown and keep him where he is on the depth chart, or they going to realize, oh, this is our quarterback of the future. We're going to let Flacco start, but he's our backup. We prepping him to go in and take over after this year. So go ahead, Steve.
We are still early in the offseason. So, I mean, he just got drafted. I mean, you have to have the rookie mini camps, the offseason, activities. There are deals still in the process of being made. So there'll be injuries. People will get traded. I think coming into preseason, there'll be 3 quarterbacks. He'll probably be number 2 or 3, I'm thinking. I think they'll trade the other kid they drafted. But I wouldn't be too much into it right now. We're in mid-May. I mean, we have a few more months before the actual preseason. So we'll see what happens, man. I think it's going to change.
I think that they won't trade Jackson Dart. I think the trade bait is going to be Kenny Pickett, which someone will give them a stick of bubble gum.
They're going to trade Kenny Pickett. They're going to trade him.
The trade capital will be a stick of bubble gum that's
bag of chips.
And this
not even a bag of chips.
And this pen with no ink in it. That's what they're gonna get for Kenny Pickett, but he's gonna be the one that's gonna
come on, y'all. He's not
a bag. Steve.
He's not terrible. He's not good. He's not
Steve. Stop right now. Kenny Pickett should not have been drafted in the 1st round when he came out. I don't know what Pittsburgh was doing or thinking.
See, that's another like questionable. Like, hey man, what are y'all doing?
And that was 3 years ago. He's a 1st-round pick already on his 3rd team in 4 seasons. Come on, man, something ain't right. That tells you.
I'm not disagreeing.
Steve. He is like Eric said, a stick of bubble gum or chewing gum.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing.
Okay. So then, what are you saying, Steve? What are you saying? Because you're not making this.
Y'all saying he's worthless. I'm like, he's not worthless.
He's a.
You know what? I tell you what. I do you one better.
You notice ain't nothing on the sheet, right? It ain't got no ink.
I do you one better. Hey, Eric. What round was Brock Purdy drafted in?
7th.
What round was Kenny Pickett drafted in?
1st.
Do you think it should have been flipped? Okay, there you go. There's your answer.
Well, we know that. It should be flipped for a lot of quarterbacks. That cannot be the metric, Brandon, because he performed better than a lot of quarterbacks who drafted way higher, get paid a lot more. But I'm agreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing. But he's not. I'll say stick a ball. He ain't the worst quarterback in the league, man.
But there's nobody.
I ain't mad though. Hey, I ain't mad, man.
Let's think about who needs a quarterback. Pittsburgh and New Orleans. New Orleans trying to tank, and Pittsburgh is committing Harry Carey. They not finna go back and try to bring back the quarterback that they got rid of. So Kenny Pickett is gonna be on the trade block. They're not gonna get much for him. Kenny Pickett gonna wind up on somebody's practice squad. And they're gonna have to, they're going to have to get all the flavor out that bubble gum first and then give it to Cleveland.
Yep.
So it'll be Joe Flacco, Shedeur Sanders.
It shouldn't even be that much flavor.
Like Arizona or something. He'll be somewhere.
Yeah, he'll be playing, instead of playing quarterback, he'll be playing way back on the bench. But that, on the depth chart.
You know what? He might as well go to the UFL.
Message. Okay. So, but the point I'm making is, because we kind of went off on a tangent here. For now, Shedeur Sanders is the 4th-string quarterback on the depth chart. Training camp has to happen. Preseason has to happen. And I have a very strong feeling that he's going to prove himself, because, being quite honest, he was arguably the most pro-ready quarterback in this draft to come out. And we can revisit that whole thing again, but we don't have to, because we've talked about it ad nauseum.
Hold on.
He got messed over in the draft, but he's going to have a chance to prove himself. And if he does it, if he's still way down on the depth chart after preseason, that's just the Cleveland Browns being the Cleveland Browns.
Yep. Hey,
that's all it is.
Hey, I got one more thing to say though. Okay. Kenny Pickett is
trash.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. So,
and then hold on, wait a minute. One more thing. Pittsburgh.
I don't know what they're doing. Yeah. So he didn't find the soundboard, y'all. Lord help. Okay. So I was looking on my computer and just surfing the internet today, and there have been some speculations about trades for several high-profile players that are currently with teams. Now, before I start reading these names, I want to be clear when I say that these folks are not guaranteed to be traded, but there has been some murmurings and some whisperings about them being traded. And there's some pretty high-profile names. Now, what we're going to do in this particular segment, I'm going to read the name. I'm going to basically look up their age and their former team. And we're going to talk about, one, where they could possibly wind up if they're going anywhere. And two, what kind of impact they would have on that potential new team. Okay, so that's the game. Those of you who are watching at home, feel free to comment. So we're gonna start with, I think, who's probably the most high-profile guy on this list, this trade rumor list. Trey Hendrickson, defensive end, Cincinnati Bengals. It's been reported that they're not talking about extensions anymore, and it's the likelihood of him moving is becoming more and more prevalent now. So, fellas, where do you think he could wind up? And I think he's moving, but if you don't think he's moving, he's not going anywhere. Say that. But where do you think he could wind up, and what would his impact be?
What's up, Kenan? You have to trade him outside the conference.
Definitely.
Okay. You don't want him in Kansas City. You definitely not trade him within the division. You don't want him with the Chargers or the Ravens. I'm sorry, that's within the division. But you get what I'm saying, okay? I've heard of course Washington fans want him.
Washington would make sense.
Washington would make sense. let's see. Give me Detroit will definitely make sense. Him and Aiden Hutchinson for about a year or two.
Mm-hmm. Now,
Uh,
bear in mind, the team that signs him or trades for him is probably going to have to be a team
you
that
give him
wants to give him an
give him an
extension.
extension.
Yeah,
Well, then my question is, who has the cap space in the NFC?
the
Because,
the Lions,
okay,
the 49ers, but they're going younger.
right.
And then potentially the Seahawks. And then there's the Packers. They could be players.
Okay, so you said Detroit. Detroit definitely makes sense. Washington, I don't know how much cap space they have, but you didn't mention them, so
Yeah, the Commanders have. Yeah, they have enough.
that's what I thought. That makes sense too. Seattle, whatever. Yeah, to me, Washington, Detroit don't makes the most sense. Those two teams right there make the most sense. And see, well, they Detroit lost Aiden Hutchinson, so I definitely know they lost a lot of juice at defensive end when he went down, and that hurt them a lot. Washington, Dude says here, they don't have any good defensive ends. They really don't, because they brought in Dorrance. They gave Dorrance Armstrong a 3-year contract last year, and I try to tell some Washington fans, some of them, I was like, Dorrance Armstrong is overpaid. He was our third string defensive end in Dallas, and you're gonna pay him like to be the best guy? No. So yeah, I'm not a fan. They definitely need a defensive end to help out that defense, because I think Washington, based on the offseason moves, they're gonna probably run a lot of cover one this year, and that means they've got to really, really be able to get after the quarterback. So Washington, Detroit makes the most sense, in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel like he's whoever can basically pay can basically pay the salary that he wants. Something that's fair, that the Bengals are not willing to pay. That's gotta be the selling point. So it's gonna be a team with some cap space. That's gonna be able to say, hey, you know what? Cincinnati didn't want to pay you, but you know what? We're gonna give you this money. Okay, 17 and a half sacks last year, 17 and a half sacks the previous year. Okay, 2 previous years he was over double-digit sacks when he played all the games. And then some of these he didn't play all the games and still got double-digit sacks. His last year in New Orleans, he had 13 and a half. So, the production is there.
Deuce, I hear you, but somebody's gonna pay him.
Yeah, no.
Somebody's gonna pay him.
That's a bunch of BS. 30-something my ass. I mean, like, the production does not lie. And let's be real, 30-something is not ancient. Okay? That's not old. Okay? So let's back up off of that. He's 30. He's not 35. He's not 37. He's 30. That means he was 29 last year.
So when does he turn 31?
December 5th.
Oh Lord, yeah. Nah, he got time.
He's got at least 2 or 3 good years in
him. They're gonna pay him. He's gonna get paid.
So he can get a nice 3-year deal with somebody.
Yes.
With the option to get out of that deal in that 3rd year.
Yep.
So no, don't sell me about he's too old. He's 30. Okay? Most players hit their prime in 30, especially if you've already been good, which he's proven that. 2 seasons in a row with 17 and a half sacks. Don't tell me he's too old. No. That's BS. Okay? So no, don't know. I can understand if you talking about, he's 33, 34. Okay, we can have a discussion. He's 30. Just turned 30. Okay, so but yeah, no, somebody's going to give him a deal, and I really like especially if the Bengals, which they haven't done yet, but the Bengals officially say yes, he's on the trade block. Watch the phone ring. Watch the phone ring. And it's going to be somebody that's willing to give him some ducks. Because he's not going to go to another team on the same deal that he's on right now.
It wouldn't surprise
That's not going to happen.
It wouldn't surprise me if he really is on the trade block and teams are quietly working the phones.
They might be working the phones right now. It hadn't hit the press that he's officially on the trade block. But this again, these are rumors. These are guys, high profile guys that are rumored. Okay. So moving along. Everyone's favorite piece of toast, Jalen Ramsey.
You know what? I'm finished with Jalen Ramsey. If you're going to use Jalen Ramsey, I feel like you have to use him in certain situations.
Mm-hmm.
I do not want him in Dallas. Give me somebody else.
No, God, no.
Even
Dallas ain't that stupid.
I just think he's a situational player now at best.
He is. He's a situational player. He's not him, as he likes to refer to himself as.
Yeah, it's just
he's not that guy anymore.
No, he's not.
And again, to be fair, we will sit up here talking about age. He's 30, but he has not had the production that a Trey Hendrickson has had. He has been falling off.
He's gotten slower. He's gotten slower. Matter of fact, that's
precipitously falling off.
That's
for the
Super
last
Bowl
3 or 4 years.
That Super Bowl when he played for the Rams was not all that good. And that was what 3-4 years ago now.
We talked about that all the time. And we talk about had Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow had about a half a second.
Aaron Donald saved him.
Aaron Donald won that game because Jalen Ramsey was cooked. And that, my friends, was about 3 or 4 years ago. Jamar Chase had smoked him. And if Joe Burrow would have had half a second longer, we having a different conversation.
Yep.
The Bengals would have won their first Super Bowl. So, Jalen Ramsey is not. He's high profile because of his name, in name only. But he's going to have to go ahead and bite the bullet and humble himself. We want to talk about players that's not going to get big deals. There's your player that's not going to get a big deal. Period.
Deuce, I'd rather have Wanye Thomas than Jalen Ramsey. Wanye Thomas is younger. He can gain the experience. I'd just rather have him over Jalen Ramsey, and he's cheap, much cheaper.
Jalen Ramsey's not a safety anyway. He's still playing at best that star position. Now, if you're talking about a position change, I still wouldn't trust him there because his tackling is kind of suspect as well. So there's that. But he's a corner, not a safety. And that's a big gamble to take if you want to go ahead and sign him to a big deal and then change his position and hope it works and hope for the best. You know what we say in the country, hope in one hand and crap in the other, see which one fills up the quickest.
There you go.
So, Jair Alexander, cornerback, Green Bay Packers.
I think he gets traded eventually. When, I don't know.
I think he has a little bit more value.
He has more value
as long as he's healthy. That's going to be the thing. Health is an issue. Now, if he can prove that he can stay healthy, he's only 28. But he's still highly productive. I think he can pull in a big deal. Now, I think he would want to go, provided they give him the option during the trade. He would want to go to a team that's contending, not just a team with money. He wants to get paid, sure, but I think he wants to go to a team that he can get paid, and his work is not in vain. So that automatically eliminates the Patriots, who have the most cap space. I'm thinking about out of conference. The Titans, who have a lot of cap space. The Raiders, he could wind up with the Raiders because the Raiders will be dumb enough to give him like this really ridiculous contract. In fact, that's who would probably give Jalen Ramsey a big contract too. The Raiders, because they Jesus.
If you go to the Raiders, you just waste your time.
Yeah, you spinning your wheels. So just out of conference, we're looking at Patriots, Titans, Raiders, Steelers, Chargers, Jaguars.
Steelers don't have a quarterback still. Chargers now. Hey, Chargers might not be bad though.
And he plays the style that Harbaugh likes. He's a very physical corner.
Exactly.
So, that's not far fetched to see him with one of these teams that they're trying to win right now. They need a corner, and let's pay the man. So John Alexander's pretty good. Now, we talked about this before around draft time, this next name. My thoughts is they're not going to move him. But there's still rumors circulating around him. My opinion, I don't think he's going to move, and that's Kayvon Thibodeau, edge for the Giants.
Didn't they just pick up his fifth year option?
I believe so.
Yeah, so he shouldn't be traded then.
But there's still
things happen, but
there's still rumors circulating about that. But I don't think he's moving. Yeah, I don't think he's moving.
I don't think he's moving either.
Okay, I got about a couple more names here. Jermaine Pratt, linebacker, Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, I think he wanted out too. Or am I right? Or
I think he requested a trade.
Yeah, he requested a trade. That's a linebacker somebody need to pick up.
He's solid.
Yeah,
he's solid. Honestly, team
you can probably get a second or third out of him.
Yeah, honestly, he's only 28. He's 6'3", 250. That's one of the reasons why I don't think the 49ers would trade for him, because the 49ers like smaller, faster linebackers in that 230 range. He's got the height, but he's a little heavy.
Okay.
So teams, he's linebacker hungry teams.
As far as size, he's a throwback guy.
Yeah, at 250, because they ain't many 250 linebackers anymore that's actually playing well, and he's a good player. Because most of your linebackers now, they in that 240 to 230 range.
Yeah.
So, but he's still a very good player. He was a good player on a bad team this past year, but he's a solid player. So I could see him moving around to some linebacker needy team. There are quite a few here at the top of the salary cap space list. I don't know. I can see him paired up with Mike Anzalone in Detroit. I can see that.
Hey, that's another good team.
Yeah. So that's a spot I could see him going to. The Cardinals are always needing linebacker help. They're always porous at linebacker. But I think this guy is going to be on the move, because Cincinnati is trying to do a complete overhaul with their defense. Because honestly, that's what kept them from being a winning team this past season. I mean, they was out there losing games, 112 to 96. There wasn't nothing wrong with the offense, So, and the last name, moving on, one Mr. Kirk Cousins.
Pittsburgh need to go after him.
That would
That's
make the most sense.
at this point in time, because I wouldn't even fool with what you
Mason
call it.
Rudolph.
I want mess with Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, Aaron Rodgers, yeah. Aaron Rodgers is acting like a prima donna. I don't know if I'm gonna retire or if I'm gonna play. I don't know if I'm gonna retire. Hey man, we in OTAs, man. You need to make a decision.
That's why I'm a fan of Aaron Glenn up to this point as the head coach of the Jets, because he said,
I'm not
bye.
gonna play with you. Yeah. You're not gonna play in my face like that. You can go.
He learned from Bill Parcells. Bill Parcells said, if you think about retirement, you are retired. So he got rid of him. So Rodgers still available in free agency. Don't know what he want to do. Don't know how to make up his mind. Drama queen. And get him out of here.
Yeah. And honestly, Aaron Rodgers really needs to go to the house. I mean, if you really want to look at it, he needs to go to the house.
I agree.
Even you have teams that are sitting here going, waiting for him to walk through the door. Hopefully the Steelers aren't doing that. But he's waiting for him to walk through the door for what? What's to say he's going, if he does walk through the door tomorrow in Pittsburgh and say, hey, I'm here, what's to say they're gonna be good? Because let's be honest, he wasn't that great when he was with the Jets. He was mid. And then now you're talking about going to the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are in one of the toughest divisions in football, and trying to make hay. Yeah, I don't see it. So, with that being said, another interesting topic is, again, perusing the interwebs. Start looking at some of the available free agents. These are guys that are not with the team. They're not on the trade block. They are on the couch right now. And these are some interesting names. Some of them, yes, they're a little bit up in age. We're not talking about guys who are going to come in and start for you and start 17 games for you and move the needle. This is not what we're talking about. So let me be clear on that. We're talking about guys who basically can help your team with depth in situational football scenarios. Like, hey, there's some edge rushers here that we're gonna call their names. Hey man, we just need you to go in on third down. That type of stuff. These guys are probably gonna sign if they get signed for vet minimum or just above vet minimum. And some of it, now granted, there are some guys there in their 20s and could actually start. You trying to fill out a roster, or if you, let's say you got your roster set like you want, but then all of a sudden some injuries happens around, week 2 or 3. Oh man, we got to fill a spot. These guys hold some value. And I'm going to go ahead and start reading out some of these names. Brandon, you tell me what your thoughts are on them. Okay. You ready?
Yep.
All right. This is no particular order, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Keenan Allen, the wide receiver.
Keenan Allen is a number 2 receiver right now, and at a point in his career, he's a veteran, smart veteran, can run routes, can catch the ball. He can help offset whoever sues. Like if someone has number 1 receiver and they need number 2, he's perfect. Matter of fact, he could be what Amari Toomer was back in 2007 for the New York Giants. That better receiver that can catch those slants on 3rd and 7, get you a first down.
Yeah, he's still got this really big frame. We're not trying to rely on his speed. We want the tough catch across the middle. Maybe it's 3rd and 7. We need a 7-yard catch. He could be that guy, especially if you putting all your attention on your number 1 guy. That's how I kind of view him. He'd be great in a complimentary role as your number 2 receiver if you don't have it. Moving on, Amari Cooper, Bills. He's younger than Keenan Allen, 31.
So Keenan, I disagree with you. He's no longer number 1 receiver. Should be a number 2 receiver. But you joke? Okay, never mind. My bad. Amari Cooper. I wonder what's going on with him, man. Because he was in Cleveland, got traded to Buffalo, and Buffalo's not resigned him. So Is it money? Is it people think he's declining? Because Dallas didn't bring him back, and Dallas had the opportunity to bring him back. And it was said that Dallas didn't want I'm sorry, he didn't want to be around Mike McCarthy anymore. And McCarthy's gone. So is Amari Cooper declining?
I mean, Father Time is undefeated. You have to be realistic and say Amari Cooper is not Amari Cooper from 4 years ago, obviously. But can he be productive? Can he raise the level of your wide receiver room on your team? Yeah. I think so. I think he's good enough for a 1-year deal, maybe $4 or $5 million, and say, okay, can you be our third down guy? Can you be Mr. Stick mover, chain mover? You know, I think he's still good for that because, and here's the thing, Amari Cooper's route tree is immaculate. And a lot of times having that good route tree can mitigate maybe you've lost a step in speed, but you run precise routes. If you can run precise routes, you don't have to have blazing speed. You can still get separation from running precise routes. And I think Amari Cooper can still do that.
And see, when you can run precise routes, you can have a longer career as a wide receiver.
Absolutely. You don't have to be fast. You just got to be precise.
Just ask that wide receiver that's in the Hall of Fame that holds a lot of career records and a lot of other records that used to play for the 49ers drafted in the first round.
Never fast. Was never fast.
Never fast.
He was football fast. He wasn't clock fast, but he's football fast. And now, be clear, we're not saying Amari Cooper's Jerry Rice. We're not saying that. Because somebody's going to be like, oh, y'all said Amari Cooper was Jared. That is not what we're saying.
Definitely didn't say that.
That is not what we're saying because people
everybody thought about it.
Yeah. But yeah, Amari Cooper could be of value to some team. Now, watch this. I'm going to read off a bunch of names because they all fit this bill that was a guy Deuce that was talking about he old and da-da-da-da-da and this, that, and the third. These guys are old. These guys are not going to get paid a big deal. Okay? These are the guys you need to be talking about, not Trey Hendrickson. Okay, here we go. Preston Smith. Zadarius Smith. Matt Judon. Sam Hubbard. Jadeveon Clowney. Those are all edge rushers.
Some of those guys I would bring in and be like, hey, look, I just want you to rush a passer for me on third down.
Come in on third down.
I can go give me a young defensive end to handle the run like a Michael Williams that went to San Francisco. And by the way, your boy, I heard your boy is very physical out there, man.
Yeah, he took out a staffer.
Yeah, I saw that. Hey, listen, ATO Michael Williams in Georgia was physical too. He got physical with a future NFL left tackle that plays for the Cardinals now. Yeah, your boy, he ain't no joke, man. He might end up really being the real deal out there. But anyway, getting back to the topic.
I'm cautiously optimistic on that. I think he's got a lot of great measurables. I just want to see him live with pads and see what he does.
I understand.
Yeah. But these guys that I just called out, these are guys that are over 30. They obviously have slowed down, but are still. I'm gonna use a country saying again because y'all know I'm from the country. I'm not as good as I once was, but I'm good once as I ever was. Write that down.
Which means they should be a third down pass rusher. Because teams have done that. They bring in a defensive man and say, look, I just want you to handle third down. Forget first down.
Give me a couple of downs in the series. That's it.
That's it.
I ain't playing every snap, every series, but put me in on third down and let me rush the quarterback. And then I'm going to go sit down and drink me a cup of Gatorade. Oh, it's third down again? Here I come. Third down over, I'm going to sit down.
Yep.
That's those guys.
Yep.
That's who dudes think Trey Hendrickson is, and Trey Hendrickson is better than that. You know. But these guys have some value as situational that have situational pass rush ability. Now, if you want to shave a name off the bottom of that, I would shave Jadeveon Clowney out.
Yeah, I think Jadeveon Clowney is finished, man. Well, actually, he was finished to begin with anyway, but
yeah. So let's move on. We got some defensive backs here that have some interesting names here. Justin Simmons is available.
1 year contract.
1 year deal. Kendall Fuller.
1 year contract.
I might give a 2 or 3 year deal to Kendall Fuller, cornerback. He's only 30. I would give a 2 year deal to this guy because, especially if you want some strong depth.
Okay, I give you that.
Yeah. Rasul Douglas.
1 year deal.
Yeah. Mike Hilton, corner.
About 2 year deal.
Yeah. Rayshawn Jenkins, safety.
Not sure, but okay.
Yeah, that's a 1 year deal, guy.
Okay.
But hold on, let me keep going. Keep on going.
Oh, so by the way, Asante Samuel's a free agent. I heard he had a neck injury.
Yeah, it's been having. I got a neck injury. My neck's still. But no, seriously, Asante Samuel's been having issues.
Hey, this crazy. We just brought the name up. Yeah, Asante Samuel Jr. is hurt. He has a neck injury.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be reevaluated, I think, in July. Because matter of fact, I just saw it. Matter of fact, here we go.
He's been having stinger issues, so that goes into that neck and shoulder area. Yeah.
So he had neck surgery last month of April. He visited the Saints today, but he has a checkup in early July, after which he will reconvene with several interested teams. So he's going to play this year, but we won't find out until July.
Mm-hmm. He'll be a late addition to somebody's team. More than likely, a team that's probably got some playoff aspirations. But he's probably the best available corner. Even with that injury, he's probably the best.
He might be the best available player, period.
Yeah, he really is. Got some linemen here. John Feliciano, Daniel Brunskill.
Depth chart.
Yeah, and let me tell you about Daniel Brunskill. Daniel Brunskill is a guy you want on your team in your offensive line room as your sixth lineman because he has the ability to play has played all 5 positions on the line in some capacity. He's done it and done a decent job at it. Dalton Risner, guard, Vikings.
Depth chart.
This guy's pretty good, man.
I know you're talking about now. I heard of him. Yeah,
he's pretty good, man. He was with I want to say he was with the Broncos. He was solid.
Sounds about right.
But again, this is depth, not starters, but depth, definitely depth. But yeah, he'd probably be your 6th lineman. He's a solid player. Let me see. Hold on, wait. I just lost my spot.
You said Risner.
Yeah, no. Again, this is no particular order. I lost my spot because I was going down. Give me a second. Oh man, this your boy right here, man. This guy here, you gotta.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Okay, I'm gonna stop.
Don't do it.
I'm about to say Eli Apple. I'm gonna stop. No.
You know what? I tell you what. You know what? Let me say this. I would love to see Eli Apple. Matter of fact, how old is Eli Apple?
30.
30? Okay.
30.
I want Eli Apple to sign a 4-year contract.
He just dog water
with the Philadelphia Eagles.
That ain't gonna happen.
I would love to see that happen.
I'd like to see it happen too, but that ain't gonna happen.
I would love to see Eli Apple sign a 4-year contract to the Philadelphia Eagles, man. I'm gonna tell you something right now. And listen. This is definitely one of those things where you wish in one hand and crap in the other. Man, if that was to ever happen,
That would tickle me. I ain't gonna lie.
You talking about tickle you?
Boy,
I will have to go down to New Orleans and celebrate with them when after cutting Derek Carr.
Yeah,
I would.
couple other names to
Because
look
I
at.
would, I'll be on Bourbon Street. Listen. I would take a whole week off of work, and I'll be on Bourbon Street myself. You understand me? I would.
Eli Apple is dog water.
Yeah, Eli Apple. Yeah, go to Philadelphia, man. 4-year contract, please,
And start.
and start.
So Von Bell is still available.
Yeah, 1 or 2 year contract.
One or 2 year deal. Shaquille Barrett is
Shaquille
out.
Barrett, yeah.
Another
Third down pass rusher.
situational guy.
Yeah, third down pass rusher. Yep.
Yeah. Now here's a good one. I know he's got a little bit of some injury issues, but I still would take him for depth in my backfield. That's Cam Akers, running back. That I would take him as okay. Well, let's say I'll put it like this. Let me clarify. If you got some injuries in your running back room, and you
Cam
need
Akers is somebody who you can use. Don't have to be a full-time starter. He can be
no.
one.
You
know how you just rotate running backs.
Mm-hmm. He's a rotational guy.
Yeah, rotational guy. That's all.
Yeah, and I would. This is granted after some injuries.
Yeah.
Knock on wood. To your running back room, but he's worth bringing in and looking at. Especially if you run that. If you run that West
Y
Coast,
zone.
that Y zone West Coast. Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan,
Mike McDaniel.
offense. He fits in that perfect.
By the way, I found out somebody else runs a variation of that offense, but they're not in the NFL. They're in college. I'll tell you about that off air one day.
All right. Let's see. Going down the list some more, checking out some names. There's a lot of guys that are available. Some of these guys are dog water, but some of these guys are notable names that still have some ability. Trey Flowers, cornerback. He used to play for the Colts.
How old is he?
30.
God, he's 30 already? Okay.
But yeah, those are just some names. We're getting this information, by the way, from overthecap.com. But there's some guys that, again, to be clear, we're not saying they're going to come in, start for you, and make the Pro Bowl. It's not what we're saying. What we are saying is they will be assets to the teams that sign them if they are placed in situational roles. If you're a team that has playoff aspirations and you need solid depth, these guys could be added onto your roster and really make a difference. So those are some of our best availables. If you have some best availables that I may have left off, by all means, you can, before we sign off tonight, you can put in your 2 cents. I'd rather have J.K. Dobbins. I'm thinking rather. Yeah, J.K. Dobbins is a solid he's a solid pickup.
Is it free agent?
I don't think hold on, let me check. Wait. Give me a second. Don't see him. No, I don't think he's available.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah, I don't think he's available.
Where's he at?
Give me a second.
I'm looking too. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, he's still under. Was he released?
He must be a free agent.
No. J.K. Dobbins signed 1 year, $1.6 million contract with Chargers.
Oh, you know what? I forgot. He's a semi-free agent.
He's one of the ones with that transitional kind of.
Yeah. That's what it is. So he's available without being available. He's with the Chargers to a degree, but so okay, he was a free agent. They signed him to a 1 year contract, but it wasn't like you're permanently on the team and you guaranteed to be on the team. It's like if someone signs you and we refuse to match, we get some kind of compensation. So that's what it is. It's a rare tag that's used in NFL. It's called a unrestricted free. It's like restricted free agency, but instead of restricted free agency, it's unrestricted free agency.
Yeah. So no, the Chargers did not let him go. The Chargers still hold the rights to him.
Yeah, they have rights.
They can get compensated if he does get signed to another team. If another team makes an offer that the Chargers don't want to match. So yeah. But yeah, those are some of the available guys that are out there. Again, to be clear, these are depth guys. These are not guys that we think would be 17 game starters. But they could come in on a pinch, in a pinch, and help your team, or in situational moments of the game. Third down edge rushes. If you need to go dime, bring in that corner or whatever like that. So, but yeah, man, that's all I got. Because next week, Brandon,
we are going to cover the NFL schedule. Now, like I said earlier today, we got some breadcrumbs, but we're not going to cover that now. We're going to cover all that next week because the full schedule should be released on Wednesday. So be on the lookout for that topic next week on Just a Fan Podcast, where we are live now on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. You can follow us on IG, TikTok, Facebook, and Twitter. Okay? Also, if you're a fan of an NFL team, coming up shortly for a whole 8-week span, we will be covering different divisions. If you're a fan of a team in that division and you'd like to be on the show, hit us up personally, let us know, and we will think about having you on the show. If we think you qualified to talk about your team on here because we think you're good enough, then we will let you know, and we'll give you the date of when we're doing your division. So if you're a Chargers fan, you have AFC. You be in the AFC West. Ravens fan, AFC North. Packers fan, NFC North. So forth and so on. So let us know personally. Hit us up directly, okay? That direction. Pandora 316, the good guy with the black hat. I got it right. At least on my screen.
You look at your screen now. I'm on this side of you.
Okay, well, shoot. There you go, George. There you go. And I'm Coach Williams. The schedule's coming out on Wednesday. I'm the NFL Encyclopedia. Peace out, y'all. Good night. After Eagles.